So let me do my introduction for my next readout, which is The Sorrows of Satan by Marie Corelli, a 1895 Faustian novel, regarded as one of the world's first bestsellers, according to Wikipedia. They put some kind of colorism in there, but basically it seems to have had amazing popular appeal. There are ungodly number of reprintings put at the beginning of this book. It's roundly condemned by the contemporary literary critics for its moralistic and prosaic style. It's nonetheless had strong supporters with including Oscar Wilde and various members of royalty. But what are you going to say about them? So yeah, horror social criticism published in 1895. Widely ignored in literary circles, it's increasingly regarded as influential in the influential Findicicle texts. The book is occasionally subtitled, as it is here, as "or the strange experience of one Geoffrey Tempest, millionaire." So Marie Corelli herself is a pseudonym for Mary Mackay, who was born in 1855. She somewhat lied about her age. She seems to have lied about a couple of things. Born in 1855, died in 1924. She seems to have not been born. Her parents out of wedlock is where she was born, and it seems to have been embarrassed by this part of her upbringing. So really tried to kind of hide this. Yeah, an English novelist who, she became a best-selling fiction writer, largely concerned with Christianity, reincarnation, astral projection, and mysticism. Often ridiculed by critics. Now, and this will be one of these interesting things to look at her work and say, like, is this because because it is a woman writing, because of kind of a supernatural Christianity, sentimentalism, just genre. Like, if you're writing in something like horror, you're just never going to get respect. And if you're actually popular, that is even worse in there. So yeah, she's English, born in London to Mary Elizabeth Mills, a servant of the Scottish poet and songwriter Dr. Charles Mackay, her biological father, but who was married to another woman at the time of her conception. So after his first wife died, he did marry her mother, whereupon their daughter took on the Mackay surname. For the rest of her life, she would attempt to conceal her illegitimacy, and to that end, disseminated a number of romantic falsehoods about her parentage and upbringing, including stories of adoption and noble Italian ancestry. Her unreliability as a source complicates the task of reconstructing her biography. Recent research suggests that Corelli may have even been adopted by Mackay and Mills from another family, the Codys. So still very much a thing. She was educated in a Parisian convent for some years, on some accounts. So she did end up going, becoming an author. Yet, although the sales of her novels exceeded the combined sales of popular contemporaries, including Arthur Conan Doyle, H.G. Wells, and Rudyard Kipling, critics often derided her work as the favorite of the common multitude. So this is truly somebody who is like super popular in her time and now completely forgotten. A reoccurring theme in her books is attempt to reconcile Christianity with the reincarnation, astral projection, and other mystical, fuzzy maybe ideas. Yeah, so she had famously had little time for the press, basically because they seemed to just continually kind of shit on her and deride her. She's, yeah, she did not her final years. She ended up she fought hard for the preservation of buildings, historical buildings in Stratford. She lived with a woman For over 40 years, Carilla lived with her companion, Bertha Vire, to whom she left everything when she died. She did not identify herself as a lesbian, but several biographers and critics have noted the frequent erotic descriptions of female beauty that appear in her novels, although they are expressed by men in those novels. Was also known to have expressed a genuine passion for artist Arthur Severin, to whom she wrote daily letters from 1906 to 1917. Severin was the son of Joseph Severin and a close friend of John Ruskin. Um, in 1910, she and Severin collaborated on The Devil's Motor, with Severin providing illustrations. Her love for the long married painter, her only known romantic attachment to men, remained unrequited. In fact, Severin often belittled Corelli's success. So, yeah, again, not a great bit of respect. And unfortunately, during First World War, her personal reputation suffered when she was convicted of food hoarding, which, yeah, not great. So, yeah, she was died and buried in Eversham Road Cemetery. Later, Bertha Vire was buried alongside of her. So yeah, that is my introduction to the Srrws of Satan, which I've just started reading. I figured I should go back and actually do my introduction to give myself a little bit of a grounding in this book. But I want to read books that are super popular in this time period that I'm looking at, from 1890 to 1910. And yeah, this Faustian novel definitely falls within there. We'll see exactly how good or how tedious it is. It was made into a film. Films based upon the book include The Srrws of Satan, 1917, Leaves from the Satan's Book, 1921, and The Srrws of Satan, 1926. In 2017, an off West End musical version written by Luke Bateman and Michael Connolly premiered at the Tristan Bates Theatre in London and was obviously world famous. All right, I'll leave it there. More videos later.